In 2006, I organized a project called the Headwest Wall Dog project. Wall dogs is a nickname given to sign painters who paint signs and pictorials on walls. And in Lodi, I organized that project Memorial Day weekend 2006. The Wall Dog group of 100 artists painted 9 murals over that 4-day weekend. And behind me is one of those murals. This mural is designed by Robin Wallenfang from Wisconsin, based on Pompeii murals, symbolizing the destruction of the old Lodi High School due to fire and vandalism. But yet through community resurgence, they brought back what today is Hutchinson Square, the community center of Lodi. This is another one of the 9 murals that was painted in 2006, the Lodi Chautauqua mural. It was designed by David Butler from Syracuse, Indiana, good friend of mine, and several artists painted this one over the 4-day weekend as well. Almost every one of these murals are historically based, having something to do with the early days of Lodi. And the Chautauqua group was a group that started actually in Chautauqua, New York. It was a traveling lecture and sermon series that would go around. It was a form of entertainment of the day. Early 1920s, they'd have circus set up, activities for families, and Lodi wanted to host one. It was the first one on the Pacific Coast in 1913, was held right here in Lodi. Well, this is a pretty good example of my gold leaf work. This is a logo that I hand designed for the Lodi Beer Company. It's rendered on the back side of the glass doors using 23 karat gold leaf, 18 karat gold leaf matte finishes, and reverse painting in the glass. Here we are inside the Lodi Beer Company. After they had opened, the owners liked the logo, wanted to know if I could paint some pictorials for their wall. They were going to serve 2 purposes. One is, without these canvases on the wall, the interior will echo a little bit more, so they have a little sound absorbing quality to them. And the other was a little pictorial for 6 of their varieties they make here. Over here in the corner, we start with the Western Pacific IPA. They like the thought of it having to do with the railroad. And we have Mokelko Red Ale. And all these are based off of names throughout Lodi history. Mokelko were the tribe of Indians that lived along the McCullummy River. Next, right here, we have the Plowshare Porter painting. A nice, dark, heavy beer. Pulling that plow through the soil here in Lodi. And next to that is the Umna Hefeweizen, a citrusy ale. Umna is the Indian word for river. We put the Mokelko together in the Umna, you have the McCullummy River. Next, here we have a painting of their Doppelbock beer, which is a heavy double alcohol beer. The scene actually is inspired by the owner's travels up into Canada. And next to that is the Lodi Light beer with a scene of a barley harvest in the field. We are back in the banquet room of the Lodi Beer Company. This is the first mural I painted for them before the canvas paintings. And this mural was actually done during the whole planning process of the Headwest Wall Dog project downtown. I'd be going to meetings and come back and paint, and back and forth. This is painted on an old brick wall. Inside the wall, you see a little cutout where the pipe goes through. Painted right inside and around the pipe and all the cutouts. And again, it hangs little banners of 6 different varieties of beer and an early Lodi scene behind the lettering. Back in front another.
Hold on.
Okay. Here we're back in front of another one of the original Wall Dog murals. This is we call the Packing Shed mural. This was designed by a fellow by the name of Dan Sawatsky from British Columbia, Canada. Inside here you'll see Dan's famous squiggly line technique. He calls it the squiggly line, that anybody can come help paint this mural. You don't have to worry about a straight line, just have fun with it. And inside the mural you'll see, I'm going to go up and point out a couple little names. The use of the squiggly line helps. You don't have to worry about having straight lines here and there, just have fun. And you see names painted into it. People that have helped on the mural. More names down. Some here, and some even on the packing boxes. Nice fun mural. Some of these historical photos told a lot about the times. You'll notice a sign up there that says no talking allowed. In the package sheds, the women and men that worked back then, your job was to get things packed. Your job wasn't to talk to each other while you're doing it. No talking allowed. No smoking, no talking. Get your work done. After the Headwest Wall Dog project in 2006, the city liked what we had done so much that they commissioned me to paint 3 more murals, which I worked on by myself. This is the second of those. This is called the Sacramento Street mural. Sacramento Street was the first main merchant street in Lodi in 1869. And C.O. Ivory was the first merchant to actually use the word Lodi on his invoices. Before that it was called McCullamy. And McCullamy really confused the post office because we had McCullamy City in California, McCullamy Hill, and now McCullamy, and the mail was getting mixed up. So they decided to change the name to Lodi. C.O. Ivory had a flagpole in front of his business that was a Lodi landmark till the early 1900s before the mission-style arch was built. But in here you see 3 different scenes. They're all historical in nature. C.O. Ivory in the middle. And off to the left is the Thompson Beckman grocery store. And on the right is the old Lodi Hotel in the corner of Pine and Sacramento Street. All these businesses are gone today, but they were all very instrumental in making Lodi what it is today. Here we're standing in front of the original Lodi train depot. It was moved 1 block south in the 1990s to make room for a parking garage. Now it's a multimodal station. It services Amtrak, Greyhound buses, the city buses. It's used for quite a few different modes of transportation as a transportation hub. The city of Lodi asked me to paint a mural inside this depot when the depot was moved 1 block south from its original location. In the mural, you see colorization of the old style trains, but all the modern elements that were added during revitalization, the gateway arch and the clock tower, were painted in monotones, kind of a little reverse of the new and the old. Here we're looking at the parking garage where the original Lodi depot used to be. And the mural in this building was designed by Mark Otis. And I'll never forget when I sent him all the historical material, he asked me to take a picture of the entire building for him. Because of that, he designed a mural that fits the Art Deco period of the times when the Central California Traction Railroad was established by the merging of the Western Pacific, the Southern Pacific, and the Santa Fe lines. And he has a nice depiction of the 3 women holding a young bear to symbolize that on the east face, and on the south face he talks about it. And here we are looking at the east face of that parking garage. You see the 3 women in the mural. They represent the 3 railroads, the Western Pacific, Southern Pacific, and Santa Fe. They came together to establish the Central California traction system. It had an electric line that ran to Stockton, and today it still has a line that goes back and forth for shipments in industrial areas of Lodi. But the mural was designed with a Art Nouveau theme. Up on top you see decorative rail cars and a little ornamentation that Mark designed off of the old terracotta buildings that used to be built in those days in the 1920s. So instead it's hand painted in a faux style. Okay, here we are between the parking garage and the depot is one of Lodi's oldest landmarks, the Mission style arch. Built somewhere in the 1910, 1920s. This Mission style arch is what Lodi is most recognized for in their eastern entrance into downtown. Early 2000, the city asked me to restore the bear, and it was originally 23 karat gold leaf. We brought the bear down, restored it, and covered it with the 23 karat gold that exists on it today. This is a close-up of one of the scenes in the JapanTown Memories mural. Lodi has still the original buildings to the original JapanTown area, one of the few cities in California that has that. And the city asked me to paint a historical mural here to honor that part of Lodi. And standing in front of this section, this team of Japanese Americans won the state championship in 1940, and this is that team. And the next year, they were all sent to internment camp. A couple more vignettes here to the JapanTown Memories mural. One depicts a Japanese bride as she would have been getting off of the ship coming to America to meet her future husband. And another one's a little scene from Japanese theater. All these were painted from historical photographs where I created original watercolors first and then projected them on the wall. Here we are, a scene in front of the Hinode Company, original wood building on 4th North Main Street. Mr. and Mrs. Hinode stand out front with their workers and products on the front wooden sidewalk. The interesting part about this scene is even in the photograph, there is no record of what Mrs. Hinode looked like because she intentionally scratched her face out of the photo. She didn't like her picture taken. Another scene in the mural depicting another scene from, it's a girls' day, and I'm not sure exactly what that means, but in the Buddhist tradition, there's a girls' day that honors all the young girls at a certain age. Here we have three ladies painting the shamisen, playing the shamisen during the Obon festival. A string instrument, very unique sound. In this mural also, in the background, you'll see behind each vignette is a large Japanese design, a little herringbone pattern, and other elements throughout the mural. These other 6 vignettes complete the total of 12 vignettes I painted in this mural that wraps around the alley. All right, here we are in front of the Breakfast of Wall Dogs. Breakfast of Wall Dogs, that name came from the 2 sponsors that helped fund this mural. We did go out for donors to help fund the whole project. The 2 sponsors on this mural were the General Mills and the Lodi News Sentinel, the local paper. So here you see a wall dog who was out painting a billboard, Breakfast of Wall Dogs, taking a break, read his paper and have a little cup of coffee while he's painting that billboard. This was designed by a good friend of mine by the name of Bill Masters from Scranton, Pennsylvania. And in front of the billboard you see his sign truck, but the sign truck is actually Golden Sign Company from Scranton, Pennsylvania, in honor of his father-in-law, last name of Golden. That's the first company he worked for his father-in-law. He wanted to depict that in the painting.